Did this game make you cry back in the day? Well, I have something that can top that. This game is called Fragile Dreams: Farewell Ruins of the Moon, and it's the most depressing game I have ever played in my entire life. Now, this video will have some major spoilers because I can't contain it. I have to say them. So if you want to play this game, close this video now. I will wait for you to decide. Okay, so this game was released on the Wii in 2010 and was developed by Namco and Tricrescendo, who made Eternal Sonata, for those of you who don't know the company too well. The styles of the two games look very similar. The publishers for the game were Namco Bandai in Japan, Xseed Games in North America, and Rising Star Games in Europe. Yeah, a clusterfuck of publishers. The story revolves around a 15-year-old boy named Seto, who lives in this post-apocalyptic Earth, where humans are nearing extinction. Sounds depressing, right? Well, just wait. In the opening sequence of the game, you are told that Seto is living with a nice old man who he refers to as grandfather. We never know the old man's name because he dies in the first few minutes, and you have to listen to Seto tell you how he buried him. Although most RPGs start off in this tragic fashion, this one is just harsh, as Seto has never known any other human except for the old man and is forced to go on an adventure to find survivors. Fortunately for him, he finds a human girl very soon after departing his home. This girl is named Ren, and is the one pushing the whole plot along. You quickly learn that humans are rare to stumble upon, even though you find a girl within seconds of embarking on your quest. Ghosts, dogs, and robots are more common than them. These serve as the enemies in the game, as you guide Seto through a subway, an amusement park, an abandoned hotel, and other fun places where crying apparitions await you. As you chase after Ren, who keeps running away for some reason, you encounter a number of unique characters, all with their own tragic pasts, or futures in some cases. These include a talking backpack, a bisexual robot, a ghost, another ghost, and the most disturbing one, the merchant. And while yes, they are all very interesting and get fleshed out nicely, it doesn't help that every one of them dies in the end. Yes, you heard me right, all of them die. The talking backpack, known as Personal Frame, or PF, is a robot who Seto claims to be his first real friend, but soon runs out of batteries after that. The bisexual robot named Crow befriends Seto after playing around in the amusement park, but is later found dying in a junk heap near the end of the game. Chio, the small ghost girl, vanishes after you piss around on a scavenger hunt for a star. Sai, the other ghost, dies in the end of the game, and although the merchant doesn't die, you later found out that he's collecting objects, some that you sell to him, for a baby girl that is quite obviously dead. But he doesn't recognize or acknowledge that. Okay, got those tragic spoilers off my chest. Now on to the rest of the game. Fragile Dreams plays like a Silent Hill game, with the brutally awkward controls included, and has some dark environments that, even though this looks like an innocent game, can be pretty creepy at times. The ghostly arms that reach out to grab you, or the ghost woman that you can hear crying but cannot see until you're close enough to her. It also takes an action-like battle system, where you beat the enemy down until it's dead, which can be pretty simple but also challenging depending on the enemy. And since the controls are broken like Silent Hill, it can be pretty damn challenging. The world itself as a whole is beautifully done. You'll find abandoned factories and houses covered in greenery, notes from survivors that may or may not be alive. It's not like the world of Fallout, where everything is barren. The world still holds a lush environment that looks really good when you're playing it, even though it has shitty Wii graphics. Every place you go is silent and lifeless, like it should, save for the occasional random character you meet before they die off. The game uses the Wiimote in some unique ways, some that are pointless and some that are fucking annoying. To control the flashlight, you use the Wiimote by pointing at the screen and using it as a real flashlight. Now, some of you might think, oh, that's pretty cool. No, it's fucking terrible. Try holding up your arm and steadily aiming that Wiimote at the screen for 10 hours while fending off monsters that can destroy the poor boy. Another thing that is unique to this game is when you put the Wiimote up to your ear, like you're taking a phone call, you can hear hints from PF or Sai when she's following you around. There are two problems with that. One, you look like an idiot. Two, Sai never gives you any legitimate hints whatsoever. You're like, hey, help me the fuck out. And she's like, your hair swirls counterclockwise. So good try, Wii, but please, play it like a normal game. You may have noticed in my last episode that I mentioned how much I hate weapons breaking. Well, guess what? Weapons break so fast in this game that you have to keep at least 2 or 3 of the same weapon in your backpack if you want to survive. Which may not seem like a bad thing, unless, of course, your inventory system is a fucking grid-based piece of shit. Items are massive. I went out of my way to turn on my Wii and take a picture of this, just so you can see how bad it is. Look at how much that crossbow weapon takes up. It's insane! You also have an item storage system too, where you can access a whole bunch of other stuff from the campfire, where you can save your game and rest up. But it's from the fucking campfire! That isn't really that common, you know? It's just the worst. The game itself is somewhat difficult, what with the inventory restrictions, and it takes a while to get the hang of the Wiimote, since even aiming your weapons uses the Wii motion thing. Some of the tasks you have to do can be tedious, and require you to scour walls to find hidden texts under a special light. But even with all those setbacks, you get immersed in the game, and I found myself beating it in 2 or 3 days. I wanted to know if there was anything to be happy about, as I went through each depressing chapter that Seto narrates to you as his future self. Those scenes in between chapters, by the way, were gorgeously done. I really liked the art style they used, even though the story it was telling was never cheerful. The producer, director, designer, writer of this game states that it wasn't a survival horror game, but it focuses on human drama. And boy, is that true. Nothing gets more dramatic than this. So if you can get past the awkward controls and god-awful inventory system, you will be rewarded with a very different story. One that is sad yet memorable. What game has the balls to kill off almost every character you meet? Not many. If you plan to play this game... If you want a free wallpaper and video from the official website, the password is Tokyo Tower. As a bonus, I'm going to tell you what happens right at the end of the game. If you do not want to be spoiled really badly, then skip now. I will count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ren and Seto travel together, but Ren ends up dying after a few years and Seto is all alone again. Enjoy!